broadcasting, event management, and entertainment with a career spanning decades. A University of the Philippines graduate, he began at Xerox Corporation USA before leading Raven Broadcasting Corporation and Nation Broadcasting Corporation, managing a vast radio network. As chairman and CEO of All Youth Channels Incorporated, he shaped youth culture through MTV. Miss Maria Dayan Ventura. At syempre, no, mukhang ang pinakaiintay po nating lahat. Last but not least, he is a renowned musician, singer, songwriter, and author best known as the lead vocalist, guitarist, and primary songwriter of the iconic rock band Eraserheads. Widely regarded as one of the most influential figures in Philippine music, his compositions achieved both massive commercial success and critical acclaim, topping charts and shaping the landscape of Filipino pop culture. Mga kaibigan, walang iba, Mr. Eli Buendia. Maraming salamat po ulit sa pag-stay upang makinig sa talkback na ito. Sige po, no, kaunting kamustahan naman po tayo. Kamusta po tayo lahat ngayon?
Good.
Thank you.
Excited.
Ano po? Ano po yung
Excited kasi tomorrow na yung showing.
Yes. At tomorrow na ang nationwide release ng Combo on the Run. Tama po ba? Sige po. I'm glad to know that everyone's doing good tonight. Gusto ko pong tanungin, no? Where did the motivation to tell their true story as the movie branded as unknown until now come from? Saan po ito nanggaling?
I've always mentioned this in the past. It was more of like a spontaneous decision. Hindi siya premeditated. So, parang I think it was in the process of preparing for that 2022 concert where the idea just sprung out of the head. Kasi everyone was already together, in one place. And I think at that time, so much things were happening. We were just coming out of the pandemic. Tapos political polarization, and Ellie was like a vocal sort of supporter of one of the candidates, and then parang he had this intention to lift the spirits up nga after the loss of Lenny. And so I was thinking tapos again, they were getting back together after more than a decade of a breakup. So parang something important was happening. I didn't know exactly what the story was at that point, but I knew I needed to document it. So yun, like Francis, I pitched the project to him to get his investment. I forced Ellie to get interviewed. Yeah, so.
Maraming salamat po. Anyone would like to add on that?
Well, just like what Dayan said, nanganganak yung mga ideas eh. So you start with one project, and then all of a sudden, why don't we do this? Nga, no? So it has its own momentum, and it's just great to work with, great artists and great producers. So it was very easy for us to align and then pursue the project to the very end, and also not compromising quality. That's why I gotta give it credit to Dayan. She really put her blood, sweat, and tears making this movie a great one.
Katulad nga po ng nasabi ni Ms. Dayan kanina, no, so much things were happening. What were the biggest challenges in bringing this documentary to life sa bawat perspektibo po ng bawat isa sa atin?
I think two things. Yung first is technical kasi this was done in 3 countries. So we started in the Philippines. I followed them dun sa world tour nila. Tapos we were doing the sound mix in Berlin. So this film was made in parang close to 3 years na actually. So flying between countries to finish this film, that was difficult. Combing through like 12 hard drives of 8 terabytes each. Combing through the archives was particularly difficult. Pero in terms of the shoot, I think getting these 4 guys together who are notorious for, being aloof and being, like distant and detached, to get them together to sit down and be vulnerable and talk about things that people don't normally want to talk about. I think yun, that was difficult. Was it difficult, Ellie?
Sir Ellie, what were the
Ayos.
biggest challenges in bringing this documentary to life?
Tapos na interview. I don't know. I guess it was difficult to express again what we experienced. But it was also a joy to relive the past. So it's a roller coaster like everything else in life.
What is it like, iconic band, once you were part of, come to life on the big screen and see yourself vulnerable in it?
I'm going to be really honest. I did not want to be here.
Buti na lang po, no?
Again,
Napagulakan tayo.
I was forced at gunpoint
I forced him.
by Dayan.
Thank you very much.
Salamat, Miss Dayan.
I'm just taking one for the team. The other 3 guys are lucky not to see themselves in the big screen. But I quite enjoyed the Dolby Atmos sound the first time I saw it with that. And then this is I think the 5th time I've seen the movie in public. Second time pa lang.
I have to add, I applaud his bravery and courageousness. I mean, it took a
Tama
lot of
na.
courage to be
May
here.
tutunag bias ka rin.
Sir Francis, sige, what inspired you to produce this documentary?
Actually, it's Diane's idea. So I said, partner, let's do this. But then sabi ko, oh, sige. And I believe in Diane's, and in fact, I've said this before. If you notice, these are 4 bands members. And, reality is, Ellie is the most popular one. And he has done most of the work,
Parang may-
original of the song.
Meron pong objections, Sir.
Don't say
So,
that.
ako ang ina-expect, and Diane was able to make...
Alis na ako.
So, about this movie, Diane was able to make the pacing, ganda, di ba? Pacing, walang boring, walang lull. And then, she was able to feature the 4 guys equally. Hindi naman hindi na ako super bida si Ellie. The other guys were also there. So, yan, medyo magandang na-achieve ni Diane yan. And I think she did that with, fairness. So, and I keep telling her, partner, you did very well.
I would like to pick up on that. Paano niyo po napagdesisyonan yung narrative structure ng documentary? Was it always clear or did it evolve along the way?
It evolved. I just realized how difficult documentary filmmaking is. I have tremendous respect for documentary filmmakers. I mentioned before this would be my last. It's so difficult because, every time, I'm interviewing super brilliant people who have a lot of great, profound things to say. So every time they would say something, parang that would lead me to a different path, sort of. And every time you explore that new path, you have to provide context for it. So we did 38 reshoots trying to provide context for the previous, people that narrated things.
Meron po bang editorial control o influence ang Eraserheads sa final cut ng film?
for fairness sake and for objectivity and also, diba, to uphold journalistic integrity also, I really, at the risk of everyone's hatred, we had to have final cut without them.
Okay, this question's for Sir Rico. What's next regarding distributing the film? May plano po ba tayong lahat para sa streaming or festivals or international releases?
For now, we'd like to concentrate on the local distribution. We would like to encourage everyone to spread the good word about the movie, that take advantage of the short period that it will be available in cinemas starting tomorrow until Sunday. So yun muna yung concentration natin for now. And then, whatever will happen tomorrow until Sunday, we'll move on from there.
May reason po ba kung bakit very limited days po muna?
Then maybe you can share well, there are some things that we can share about that, but basically we want this also to be a sort of a weekend.
Right.
Pag nanonood ng concert, like a weekend back-to-back days. So instead of doing it in an arena or an open ground, we're doing it in cinemas, sharing a different content for the fans also.
And I hope doon po sa limited days ng pag-release ng movie na to, I hope it really brings a lot of people together dun sa weekend na yun. Katulad nga po na nasabi nyo, no, parang concert. Being the distributor of the film, what do you hope this film achieves in the music and film industry?
Just to give you an idea of how it started with distribution deal with Diane and the group, this project came to Warner Brothers to me in a very unexpected way. It was actually during the wake of Mother Lily, when Chuck, who was one of the editors of the film, approached me and told me that there's a project going on about Eraserheads docu. And sabi nga ng kanta nila, kay bilis maglaho ng kahapon. So when the opportunity knocks, you have to open the door and take a look at it. And it's Eraserheads, I'm a big fan. Hindi ko pwedeng hindi tingnan. So we had a meeting. Diane, after several meetings, she showed me an initial cut, and then we had some notes, something to share with her kung kayang tignan. And fortunately, evolving pa yung edit nila at that time. So, and thankfully also, my favorite song was included in the movie. Thank you, Ellie, for the shoot on that one. Para sa Masa was included, which was not in the cut that I first saw.
Yeah, thank Rico because he told me, ba't mo lang parang sa masa?
Yeah, so I hope this is an opportunity in my own little way through Warner Brothers na mas marami pang ma-reach ng tao yung music and the legacy of Eraserheads. Mas marami pang ma-reach hindi lang dito sa Philippines, hopefully nga with audiences all around the world. So we'll start from this weekend first and then see what happens.
All right. I'm hoping for the successful run of Eraserheads combo on the run. Thank you so much, Sir Rico. No, nabanggit nyo na you're also a fan. So I would like to direct this question to everyone. Despite being familiar with the band already, did you still discover anything new, especially you, Sir Ellie, about the band or your band members that even your biggest fans might not know?
Well, I didn't know Marcus could cry.
Yung iba po sa atin, meron po ba tayong parang basta discover pa, Miss Diane, as the director of the film?
Yeah, definitely. Because as you all know, like I have a business relationship with Ellie for the last years, more than a decade already. So all this time, all the perspective that I was getting was just from him, and of course it's very valid. It was until I saw everyone else's interview, yun nga, that made me realize, I mentioned this before na, you know, their perspectives were also true and valid and real for them, and it made a lot of sense. And I guess yung takeaway ko doon is the importance of expression and communication. Kasi I think if they had just talked to each other about that they were really thinking and articulated that, parang a lot of conflict could have been avoided. Yeah, I think.
Maraming salamat, Miss Diane. Sir, education nung post-credits scene, maaari ba namin itong malaman ng konti? Kahit sino po ang pwedeng sumagot, no? As people involved in this film. Maaari po ba itong malaman?
First, there's an upcoming concert that's happening.
Sir Francis?
Of course, this is again a experimental, no? You know, producing a concert and promoting it is quite a challenging task. But this is one way, sabi namin, what about using the movie as a promotional tool to promote the May 31 Eraserheads Electric Fun Music Festival, which the band members also will help promote the other OPM bands. And I think that's a great gesture. May 31, abangan nyo yan.
Sir Ellie, would you like to say something about that?
Medyo hindi pa namin napag-uusapan yung with the with WEU, but I guess this is for the fans again.
Always for the fans.
Who wanted more? By this time, you're welcome. By this time, I think tama na yung reunion na yan. Wala nang huling El Bimbo. We're here to stay. Until we break up again. We just wanted a new concept na parang, baka sila na naman yan, di ba? So we just wanted to have a music festival where our friends and people, artists that we admire can share the stage with us. That's it.
Thank you so much, Sir Ellie. All right, speaking.
Yes. I had a lot of footages and scenes that I really wanted to keep, that I fell in love with. But at the end of the day, I had to serve the story and the through line and the film. So I was more committed to that. So I really needed to, with the help of our editors, si Chuck, also we went through a lot of sleepless nights debating on which scenes get to make it in the film and which scenes need to let go. And yeah.
All right. I think we have more time. Yes. Ellie, Sir Ellie, I'm so sorry about that.
Ano nga ulit yung question? Sorry. Can you imagine?
Na-imagine niyo po ba na gagawa ng documentary yung banda niyo?
Not until an Ariflex was sitting in front of us that I realized now, this is different, this is going to be something big, something special, that I realized nga na magkakaroon ng documentary.
If
So clarity po.
if it was a decision, I think when he did the Wanted Bed Spacer album, he was still with the Eraserheads. So it wasn't, it didn't happen after the breakup. So I think that was just a side project. So no, I didn't think of including it kasi hindi siya actually part of yung sa breakup. It happened during the Eraserheads. And the rest of the band knew that he was doing this album, and I think there was support naman. So, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think, and the Q&A session, I would like to ask each and everyone this. In one word, what legacy do you want Eraserheads to be remembered for? Mahirap po ba ba? One word lang. Sige po, kahit one sentence.
Para sa akin, it is a springboard for healing. Yun ang para sa akin. Nag-heal and reconcile and move on.
Maraming salamat, Sir Francis. Napakagandang salita.
For me as a fan, when I heard my favorite song, Para sa Masa, there was a line there, and I knew what I needed to know about them. And I'm very happy that up to this point that they're releasing this documentary, they've played their part so well, and I hope they continue to do so.
Maraming salamat, Sir Rico. Miss Dayan.
Hirap ng one word.
Sige po, kahit one sentence tayo.
I think redemption and second chances. Kasi we live at a time where, you know, fractured society where anyone that holds an opinion that doesn't align with ours, we immediately try to cancel them. And we don't try to listen. So I think yung one of the things take away from the film is yun nga, there is a possibility for healing, but it's difficult to go there and it takes hard work. Pero I think if you have the willingness to listen, to empathize, and to try to understand, redemption and second chances is there for all.
Maraming salamat, Miss Dayan. And finally, Sir Ellie.
With regards to the band, I think it still remains to be seen how or what our legacy is. But in terms of the film, I think that the film leaves a legacy of parang the lesson that you should not give up on your friends, and kahit they've made mistakes along the way, even if sobrang sama ng mistake nila or you think you've been hurt by someone, if they really are sincere of being redeemed and really making the effort to make things right, I think everyone deserves a second chance.
Maraming salamat po. Palakpakan naman po natin.